Welcome to TipTea Podcast. I'm Robert Dodd and I'll be your host today. Joining me is the jelly to my peanut butter, the Gail to my Oprah, the Ike to my Tina, Miss Layla Ziadich. Hello.
I can't believe you called me Ike to your Tina. I don't beat you. I watched that documentary.
Sometimes you do.
Yeah, I
verbally,
guess. I'm hard on you.
Verbally.
Because I know you're the real star, you know? So, kind of like Ike knew. He knew what was up.
Just please don't hurt me.
Just kidding. He didn't know what was up. He was an awful human, and I do not condone violence against women.
You know what's crazy? Yes, he is a horrible human being, but like how people are able to separate the person from the artist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, because like my friend posted something about like a picture of Ike and Tina on Facebook. And then, you know, people were like, you know, Ike is a garbage human being, which yes, he is, or was. But then my friend that posted it was like, well, we can't deny the fact that he was like a musical genius. Yes. And he was, but he's still a garbage human being. So I just find it interesting that like how we justify people's bullshit just because like they're geniuses, like Kanye West, like Michael Jackson, like I don't know, OJ Simpson, like anybody else.
I feel like we've talked about this. It was in an earlier episode before, maybe even our first episode, where we talked about separating an artist from their art, like separating the person from their art. And I think we landed on us being able to do that. You know what I mean? I think you and I were like, we can recognize like the art at the time and how it was made, you know, as itself, like as a unit can be appreciated. But I think that, I mean, we can always, you know, you can like change in a year's time. I feel like we basically recorded that a year ago. So, you know, and also it can be up to interpretation based on each different scenario. Can it? Or does everything have to be black and white?
No, I mean, it would be silly to think anything's black and white. But like, for me, it's like, if I like the artist, then yes, I can justify, like, well, not justify, but like, separate the artist from their work. Like, I can do that. But if it's an artist that I already don't like, I'm like, fuck them. Yeah. Like, see that they're a garbage human being. Like, and that's why. So if I don't like, say Justin Bieber did something horrible, like I already don't like him. So like, yeah, I'm just going to put that, like,
you're just going to put him in that box of like trash.
Exactly.
On.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting is that kind of relates to like how cancel culture is now. People really identify, you know, like to your point, they're pretty much like, as soon as somebody does something that is reprehensible in their eyes, which again is very subjective, but is reprehensible, then they cancel them, right? So I think that has a lot to do with the cancel culture now, which a lot of people are saying, like, a lot of people right now are saying that cancel culture needs to go away.
It does need to go away.
A lot of people don't like Dave Chappelle, but he's like, I hope everyone can survive cancel culture because it really is.
But here's the thing.
It's a wild beast.
I will admit when I already don't like that person and that it's clearly like, say, like, for example, with Justin Bieber, like, I will already preface my hate by saying like, I really don't like him, like before he does something stupid. But yes, I agree exactly what you're saying. Like, I actually hate cancel culture because I feel like, and I was actually talking to John about this. But I
shout out John.
Shout out to John. But I was saying that it doesn't give the opportunity for a person to apologize and like make mistakes. And like, we're humans. We're going to fuck up. We're going to make mistakes. And like cancel culture, I think kind of it doesn't have any room for people to make mistakes and to be accountable for their mistakes and make up for that. It's just like, you fucked up. This is unacceptable. We're canceling you. And I don't think that that's right. Now,
I was going to say, I definitely agree in some aspects.
I think that it goes case by case. Like, you know, if somebody did something like there's obviously things that are like, you know, even if your actions do have consequences, and yes, you can make up for those and make amends for those, but those actions do have consequences. But I think in a lot of cases, there's things that people do, and like, you're young, you're dumb, you're going to make mistakes. And if we have a cancel culture where we're like, you know, you're done, what incentive is there for that person to do better? You know what I mean?
I definitely agree with that. Are you familiar with David Dobrik by chance?
No, who's that?
He's like a big YouTuber who most recently got canceled.
What is a YouTube? I think I might.
So he had like a vlog channel that was very popular, and he was basically picked up by a lot of brands, and you know, he was basically backed by all these big brands. Like SeatGeek was one of the biggest ones. But basically, he would make these 4-minute and 20-second long vlogs. And this podcast called Frenemies, which I do really enjoy, is with Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas, who each of them are also slightly problematic. I mean, let's be honest. But they basically came out and dug up some stuff about him. Trisha used to like be in his friend group a little bit. And there was a video in one of his vlogs, or two of them, where basically he had set up this scenario where he asked his friend if he could, you know, make out with this girl named Corinna, who's like beautiful. And, you know, but Corinna would be wearing like a monkey mask or something, which the gentleman who was making out with her, I can't remember his name at the moment, but he's black. And so already it's problematic because it's like, why did you choose a gorilla mask? Like, that's weird. And then secondly, you know, they pointed out the fact that they actually switched out Corinna for a man who's like a 40-year-old man. And so when those two characters like started making out, they took the mask off the 40-year-old man, and basically, like, unbeknownst to the guy who was kissing him, like, they basically sexually assaulted him because they never had his consent to do it that way. And, you know, it's all a ha-ha joke, you know, from the perspective of the vlogs. But at the same time, like, this guy who has really been dealing with like sexual orientation as like a black man, and he grew up in Compton, like, he was super judged by his community, and, you know, he had to deal with the inside like turmoil of basically being sexually assaulted, and, you know, the world seeing it. It had like millions and millions of views, right? So, I mean, they canceled David Dobrik for that, plus other things as of recently. But I see your point in saying, like, you know, there should have been an opportunity, I think, when people mess up like this, because that was a video from years and years and years ago. He was probably 21. I mean, we've all done fucked up shit when we were young. Like, let's be honest.
Yes.
So it's a matter of finding a way, I think, to have an opportunity to rectify that situation. And obviously he was dropped by like all his brands. And when I tell you, he was like a multimillionaire, like he made an insane amount of money, not just from YouTube. He had TV shows. He had a bunch of different stuff. So, I mean, it's just very interesting to see like how one pointed mistake, one, can impact somebody's life like it did with that guy, and two, can impact David Dobrik's life in such a wild way.
Like, so for example, I've been watching the show recently with Tim, and it's called Ink Masters. And
you love that show.
I love it. And then I got tattooed a few weeks ago. And then I was talking to my tattoo artist about the show. And he's like, oh, yeah, did you hear that the one guy, his name's Oliver, he's one of the judges. He got somebody dug up some pictures of him in fucking blackface and from years ago. And yeah, he's fucking canceled. They took him off of the thing. And yeah, I mean, it's really, it's really fucked up. And, yeah, I mean, that's something that's really fucked up to do. But like,
did they address it at all on the show?
Well,
or did they just, like, take him off,
I guess,
or, like, where is he now?
They just took him off. And this was during COVID, and they had stopped production mid-season for this for this one season, like the most current season, they actually stopped production mid-season. And then during that time
because of COVID or because of
COVID. Okay. And then somebody dug up something on the internet. And so then they just recently, like months ago, took him off of the show. So when they do start back up, he won't be on the show. Which, like I said, your actions have consequences. So I get that. Now,
I was going to say another prime example, Sherry Pie from the last, was that not this last season? Was it the season before RuPaul's Drag Race, where they had to basically edit her out of the whole season, which is like a challenge in itself. Because like editing wise,
didn't she? Wasn't she like bullying or catfishing or something?
So essentially, she had used her power as somebody like in New York who had somewhat of power in like the theater scene, to have like young men send pictures of themselves. And when I say she, I keep saying Sherry Pie, but also I don't know his name when he's out of drag, and I don't know what their preferred pronouns are. But basically, they would utilize their quote unquote platform as like this head of this theater company or whatever, in casting, and basically get these young guys to send like naked vids or, things of themselves to him, and then like never hear back from him. And so like once that came out, it was basically like, wasn't it like right before the season happened? So they like,
I think so, or right during the premiere or something, like really
like,
close.
Shit like that. I don't know, shit like that, because I don't know. We're really talking. I think things need to be looked at like at a case by case basis. It does. That happens so many times. Like clearly that is a predator. That, you know what I mean? And this is an adult male, it's an adult period. I don't know if it's, what their pronouns are, but this is an adult who knew what they were doing and used their power. It was like kind of like a Kevin Spacey moment. They had a little bit of power and they abused it.
I wonder what the fuck he's doing now these days.
I mean, I think he's been like trying to be out in the world and just like, I think he's like a big reader. So people like will see him like spotted out. There's an Instagram that I follow called Dumois. I don't know if you know about it, but it's basically just like a Instagram where people can like anonymously write in and say like spotted out in New York or spotted out in LA, etc. Like what people have been wearing, what they were up to. And I've definitely seen, people mention him a lot. Like he's just out and about doing his damn thing.
Do you think one day we'll be on that? Spotted Layla walking in Chicago with
Deep Throat's hot dog for first time. Robert cheers her on in background.
Robert spotted in New York, hair a mess, cheese dripping down his chin from a New York pizza. Yeah, obviously food related.
Obviously, yeah, we love food, so ours would all be food related. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I hope that's how you've made it. You make it to like a celebrity gossip.
Spotted Instagram. Layla's thong hanging out.
Oh my God, stop. That was me in middle school though, honestly. So with low-rise jeans plus thongs do not equal like a good look. Let's just be honest.
I love it. I'm bringing it back.
So Robert, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been up to a lot, and obviously what I've been up to. But as far as letting our viewers know, I kind of want to wait like a couple weeks to announce
exciting things are happening. So yeah, just throwing a little teaser.
Things. Yeah, stick around. You might learn a couple things in the next coming weeks. So yeah, it's exciting. I definitely have been busy doing some shit. So that's been great. But what I can tell you, so yeah, I've been writing a lot of poetry.
Yes.
And
what inspired that? Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh. It's kind of, that I feels like kind of too soon to tell too. I'll give you okay. So
Robert's not an open book and you haven't figured it out. Just lie.
I am an open book. It's just like when I'm going to share this stuff. Obviously I'm going to share it. But relationships in my life, have inspired this book that I'm working on. And I've loved poetry. I love reading poetry, but it's so fun to write poetry. And I have been it's easier than I thought it would be in a way, but sometimes it's harder. Like easy when the thoughts are like there and really hard when like you're trying to get the thoughts. So like I haven't put any pressure on myself for writing it. Like when I need to write something, it just writes itself.
I feel that. That's really good.
And I love it. And it's been very therapeutic, and it's like word vomit, and I just start writing, and yeah, so I've been doing that in my free time, and stuff's starting to open back up. So I've been seeing people that I haven't seen in forever, and that's been kind of weird. And like, oh my gosh, my weekends have been like so busy. Just, I feel like I'm playing catch up with everybody. Exactly.
I feel you there. What's it like in Missouri? You're still in Missouri. So what's it like there with things slowly reopening?
Oh my gosh. So like I'm vaccinated, right? And like, I still wear my mask when I'm like out, and like technically like when I'm outdoors, like, yes, I can have my mask off. But I've seen like people, and like, I agree. It's kind of like for me, like, unless I'm in my own little group and I'm outdoors, and like, obviously, yes, I'm going to have my mask off. But like, if I'm walking around and it's a bunch of people, I'm going to have my mask on. And part of that is like, I'm like, I don't want people thinking that I'm anti-mask.
I know exactly what you're going to say. Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck that. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm like against masks, because like I'm totally about it. But yeah, I mean, like I'll take off my mask if I'm like in my small group, but it's almost like a political statement now. Like, fuck that. I'm going to wear my mask. Like, I don't want anybody thinking that I'm anti-mask.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. Yeah. I heard some people, well, actually, I should say I saw some people on the internet saying like, oh, I'm going to wear my mask still because I don't want people to think I'm a Republican. And
exactly.
Really funny.
Yep. That's me. So I went to this winery in, where was that? Wright City, and nobody had fucking masks on. And I told my friend, I was like, I'm going to wear my mask. Yeah, because I don't want anybody thinking I'm fucking Republican out here. Not to mention that I was like, me and my friend, we were like the only brown people at the winery, pretty much. So I was like, we have to be on our best behavior and make a statement.
Wherever you go, you do always make a statement.
That is true. And sometimes like I don't even mean to make a statement. You know what I mean?
It's just your presence. It's not like I'm saying that you're out here trying to, cow. Like
sometimes I do. Sometimes I do try to cow.
Bitch, I've seen you. I've been there.
I've been in these streets.
Yeah, I've been in these streets with you. When you push us all out of the way, you say, "Excuse me. Let me take a moment. Let me take my moment."
Yeah, but sometimes I'm like, I don't even try to make my presence known, and I'm still like, out there, You know what I mean.
Also, people who are listening don't know Robert. I mean, Robert and I both have personalities where like you hear us before you see us. Like
that is true. You will hear our laughs. You will hear witch cackles a mile away.
Exactly.
But it's better to be heard before we're like smelled. Like, you know what I mean? Like
before we're smelled.
Yeah. Like, oh,
I mean, that I don't disagree with you. If it's something nasty, then I don't disagree with you. I hate BO. But if you smell good, then I'm down for it.
Let me tell you, having BO is probably one of the things that I'm most self-conscious about. Like if you want to ruin my day, I would go to work without like putting on deodorant. Like I would forget to put on deodorant. Like that would ruin my day. Absolutely done.
If you forgot to do it.
Yes.
Or if somebody else did.
Well, both. But for me, like I'm super self-conscious. And like if I forget to put on deodorant, my day's ruined.
Yeah.
It's done.
I mean, Have you been using any natural deodorants by chance? Because
Yes.
I have a bone to pick with them.
It sucks. It really fucking sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I have like a favorite now. Well, actually, I'm lying. I switched back to that probably has aluminum in it. But for a while there, I was trying to do native and names, brand, forget what it's called, but excuse me. Like either way, maybe like 2 hours after, you just like smelled like BO. I don't know if it's your body just like, I don't know, excreting more because it's been clogged up. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
I don't know either, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And like,
It's
I
like
fucking
my body
hate
smells more when I use that stuff. And I actually had a friend who was like, who I used to work with, and I'm not going to say his name, but he was a huge natural, like, and he put emphasis on natural products and did not want to use anything that was like commercialized or had any chemicals, which we respect. But oh my God, when that man would throw on a polyester shirt, ooh,
oh, child.
like smell him from here, you know, and
Ugh.
he'd be in New York. Like it was wild.
Ugh, I hate that. Also,
Yeah, so I get paranoid that would be me. So I went back to like an aluminum spray deodorant.
Also, if you ever like, please, for the love of God, if you're ever around me and I like stink, please tell me, because like I would tell you in like a nice way.
Absolutely.
But like that's the same thing with breath. Like if you don't tell me that I have nasty breath and I've been walking around with stank ass breath, I'm gonna slap the fucking shit out of you, because like I would fucking tell you if you
Have
had
you
sticky
ever heard
breath.
that song, Is That Your Breath or Did You Just Fart?
Is that your breath?
What is that from?
That's glows out.
Hell yeah.
You remember
That's old YouTube right there. Is that your breath or did you just fart?
Is that your breath? Oh, did you just fart? Is that your or did you?
Did you just?
Oh wait! It was this. Hold on. Is that your? Oh, did you just? Is that
Your tooths are weak.
Did you just?
Yes. Drop the beat.
But I remember when she did like she also was the girl that did the that's my push-up bra or like support bra.
Oh, I am on Kawanga and like
yes.
Fire. Aaron Funky and I still quote that to this day. God, my breasts is all pushed up to distract him.
Distract him.
I
am on
Kawanga.
Kawanga.
Peter at the park. He doesn't know I'll be there. He always at the park.
Peter at the park.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah. That's like the good YouTube days when they're
that was oof.
And all the content was so authentic.
Fire. That was the TikTok. That was. So what have you been up to?
Well, I mean, obviously we had some downtime. So I actually took some time to fly out to San Diego to visit a friend that I used to work with. Shout out to Allie. She does listen to the podcast. And we just had a really great time. I stayed there for about a week and I rented this really great convertible and I, just drove up and down with her, like on the 101 and just really absorbed, I just really needed to get out of the Chicago vibe and feel what it's like to be like in the sun and laid back, like energy. And I don't know, it was just beautiful. We ate a lot of good food, ran into some people that I knew out there. And basically I kind of fell in love with the area. So fun fact, I think I know where I'm going to move next. I don't have a timeline, but I'm announcing it here so you guys can hold me accountable. That is definitely on the agenda. I think San Diego is a complete vibe. And
I've never been there.
A family one day, I feel like it would be a beautiful place to have a family too.
I feel like I would like that vibe.
It's great. It's great. I stayed in Mission Bay and North Park. So if anybody knows where that is, my friend lives in North Park. I mean, the homes there in 2009 were like 300,000. Now they're like 1.2 million. And they're just like small little bungalows. Crazy. But it's just like a great neighborhood vibe. But obviously the homes are a lot older. They have everyone's different. They have their own little like character. I don't know, just everything about it just made me so happy. We went to Balboa Park, which is really beautiful. We tried to do things that were like socially distant and safe. So California was doing so rough for a while there. So But it was really fun. And that's kind of what I've been up to. I've got a Miami trip coming up. I'm just going to use my time to explore new places and hang out with friends.
So,
put myself out there.
So speaking of putting yourself out there, did you want to talk about
what? I don't know what you're talking
about your romantic life, or
I mean, all I want to say is our friend Tangi, who read my cards, might have been right.
Okay.
I met someone. I think he's pretty cool.
Okay.
So go get your cards read by Tanjanika, and who knows?
Okay.
Might all be coming up for you. I mean, she was right about a lot of stuff.
I mean, I'm all about it. Obviously, you are very, I wouldn't say reserved, but you're more reserved than I am about relationship stuff.
I think the best way for me to describe it is once I'm like in it and like fully happy with it, then I'm ready to tell the world.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's such early days, and that's a Love Island quote, early days. It's just early days, so I don't want to like jinx anything, but yeah, I don't know. What's the last time you saw me put like my relationship out there? Maybe in high school.
Oh yeah, it's been, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, someone's got to really mesh and work, and I don't know, like fit in with my squad and my family. Like that's a lot.
Look, that is a lot. Yes. And we've talked about that.
You know what I mean? You've been through it. So I've just never felt that somebody was like ready for that. And I don't know, like I said, it's early, so I don't know if that's the vibe. But question is... Oops, I was calling you on accident. I don't know why.
Hello, I'm here.
Hello. No, it would just be a really bad reverb and echo, I think.
So I have a question. If you were dating somebody, would you be offended if they didn't listen to our podcast? Like,
yes.
let me
without question.
Let me preface this by saying, like, they tell you that they're not a podcast person and like they don't listen to any podcasts or anything, and they will definitely support you and they will wear your clothes and support you in every other sense. But like, honestly, they don't listen to your podcast. Would you be offended?
This feels kind of like you're speaking from your experience. Are you?
No. Because Tim listens, but like
I personally think like I would support, like if I'm in like a good relationship that goes both ways, I would support them in everything that they do. I would be a big fan of everything that they do, or give them feedback if they ask for it. So yeah, I would want like the same back. Don't you think? Like,
I don't
someone
know.
could really tell us like how they feel. Like one of my best friends, after she listened to our first podcast, she was just like super real with me about, she was like, oh, I feel like you could have gone deeper and grazed the surface. And I like that she said that, you know what I mean? And I value her opinion. So, when I do plan on, the content that we make together, I try to dig deeper than just surface level. So I think it would be good to have somebody.
Okay. So like,
also, what if we're like secretly like really awful? I don't want someone to tell us.
Oh my God. What if we are we're awful. This is trash. I mean, that is a possibility.
It's definitely a possibility.
We could be what if
very niche podcast.
Oh my God.
Niche?
Oh my God. What if we're like the person in high school that like, that person that like, everybody felt sorry for, but was like,
oh no,
oh my God. What if we're those
you mean
people?
All that merch that people bought, shout out to everyone who bought merch. They just felt bad for us, so they bought it. Well, thank you so much for feeling bad. Your help support the podcast.
But in all reality, people have been saying like that they really enjoy the merch, and like how it feels, like the sweatshirts and all that. So I'm very happy
I think
with
we should
the merch.
talk about that for a second, because I don't think a lot of people realize the thought and the effort that goes into just picking a merch company to work with, one that's communicative and like fully integrated on websites. And I don't know if anybody who's listening here is like very close enough to Robert to know that he is the most impatient person in the world. It's okay. And I love that about him. But, you know, we had to work together to really like not push some bad stuff out there just because it was like the first thing available. So like when you do buy the merch, like know that we put a lot of thought into it, not just the designs, but also the colors and the style and the textures. Like I feel like that was one of my favorite things that we've done. And I can't wait to do more. Yeah. But just know that we love what we put out, and we are so happy that you love it too. And I don't think we had any issues with shipping or anything, right?
No, I think, I haven't gotten any complaints, knock on wood, like we get somebody tomorrow.
That's what I'm talking about. We picked a great team to work with. What is their name again?
First Ave promo. Like first Ave
promo. Yeah. And we got them as a recommendation from our friend Santo from the Lafayette blog. So if you haven't checked him out, definitely should. He's on one of our episodes in the past for Thanksgiving. But we thank you for buying all that stuff, and new stuff is going to come eventually. I'm thinking of like some fun summer stuff. So TBD.
I think I definitely want a jock strap, a bikini.
I love that.
A mankini. A headscarf.
I really want a bucket hat. I don't know why, but I really want a bucket hat. Like, just like a perfect summer.
We got to do koozies too.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
But I'm very happy with how our merch turned out. So, all right, to kind of dive in. So today we were supposed to have a guest come on and talk to us, but our guest, who her name's Kara, and she'll be on at some point. We're just going to get it rescheduled. Her power went out in her apartment. So she texted like a couple hours before. It was like, fuck, my power is out. Like we have a power outage in the whole apartment complex. So we had to reschedule.
And these things happen. So we're not
These
mad.
things happen. And when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade like Beyonce. So
yes, honey, like Beyonce.
So this episode was just going to be like a kind of a catch up episode. Cause it's been a minute since like just the two of us have been.
That's true. We've been doing a lot of interviews and collabs with people, which is always fun, but it's just cool to like check in with each other, because I think you and I on purpose too, we try not to talk too much in between recordings. So we save all of our gossip and news and everything when we're on together, just so that energy is like, fresh. up and fresh. Yeah, exactly. So it's good to hear your voice. That's what I'm trying to say.
I missed you.
Aw.
I feel like it has been forever.
It has. Let's be honest. Wait, can I tell you about Chugi? Can I tell you about Chugi?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about Chugi just because it's been on the forefront of my mind. Robert, do you know what Chugi is outside of what I kind of gave you background on?
Like a TikTok of it. So like I'm very basic level.
Okay, but so the reason I wanted to bring up Chugi is it's like a cultural phenomenon that has, TikTok is one of the biggest things that has happened to, I feel like, anyone who has a phone in years, since FaceTime maybe. So I came across this video where somebody, I believe her name was Gabby Rassin. She's like a 23-year-old who like basically claimed credit for coming up with this. But Chugi is essentially, it's like a new word that describes things that are like cheesy or like trying too hard, out of date. So like those live, laugh, love posters, like you never knew how to really describe it other than just like, oh, that's tacky. But like now Chugi is the word. Or like puka shell necklaces. Quit trying to make them happen. That's so Chugi.
Like, to me, it kind of sounds like Chugi is like another word for like cringe.
Yeah, it is. It is, definitely. I think it just has a lot to do with it used to be relevant and people are still trying to make it relevant. So yeah, cringe.
Like, I would probably use cringe before I use chuggy. Like,
I love chuggy. I'm here for chuggy, and I hope it stays. So the girl who invented this word, she actually made some money off of it. She sold the rights to it and made like $500. How crazy. I'm going to start making up words.
Let's just start making up words.
I mean, we had some in high school. Definitely.
Do you remember our band?
Yeah.
Pumping Gas?
Make that announcement? Yeah. Pumping Gas, guys. I don't know.
Do you want to... Oh, you know who I just talked to the other day?
Who?
Sophia.
Whoa. Throwback.
Sophia was a friend of ours.
Should we stop recording so we
in high school? No. No. I made a video about being stuck in the Jack in the Box drive-through the other day, and it was fucking horrendous. And I'm still kind of traumatized by it. But Sophia was like, "Oh, that Jack in the Box is like right by my house." And so then we were just chit-chatting for a minute, but I was like, that made me think of when we had our band.
You know, just old high school stuff. You make up a band and you never practice and you never come up with more than one song or maybe just one chorus.
And we were so cringe. Like, we can't even tell you what our songs were about because like they are so
not
bad.
Safe for work.
No. They definitely did not age well.
No, that's true. They didn't age well. See, we would be canceled.
We would be canceled.
We would absolutely be canceled if Pumping Gas came out.
Should we do a reunion tour?
You know, I'm thinking not until we come up with
new songs,
new music and lyrics. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even. I won't even say what we talked about, about. It was bad. Yeah. It was really bad.
And it wasn't clever. So I don't want anyone to feel like it wasn't clever. It wasn't clever.
It was funny.
It was a lot of auto-tune.
We have the T-Pain app.
Yep.
What is he doing?
Oh my God. T-Pain actually does a lot of streaming on Twitch, and he's got like a huge following, and he plays like video games, or he'll like make music, and I mean, he's just as amazing as he always was.
I feel
go ahead. He was on The Masked Singer, and like no one could believe that he was such a good singer.
Yeah, I did remember that. Should we do a Twitch? We should play some video games one day.
Oh, I would absolutely be down, and I want it to be something like really dumb.
I want it to do like, have you seen like those drag queens do like, it's been on TikTok, but like, or it's not just drag queens, but you know, people playing those scary games, and then they're just like, you know, on Twitch playing like they're in a haunted house and like walking around.
Oh, I don't know if I can handle that.
I think we should do that.
I feel like I would blow up the mic with like my screams because I'm very jumpy.
I am too.
Yeah, but it would be fun to do a Twitch stream.
We should do that.
And tell people about it ahead of time so we actually get some views.
So yeah, we should do that. I'll put a pin or what is that? What is that corporate jargon?
Put a pin in it for now.
Put a pin in it for now.
And we'll circle back.
Can I piggyback off that?
Yeah. So chug.
Way to use the word that we were talking about. I don't like chug. I like cringe more. Cringe is.
That's okay, baby.
Chug is too young for me.
Let me ask you a question, Robert.
Mm-hmm.
Did you buy into any dogecoin?
I definitely did not.
You're missing the boat, my friend. Actually, you're missing the rocket.
No, I'm sorry. Like, I just, all this shit is just so, I can't like Bitcoin that, like, I just.
Yeah, let's hear Robert Dodd's unofficial hot take. Official hot take.
I need to see my money, right? Like, money needs to actually be money. I can't invest in this like Bitcoin or what is the other thing?
Dogecoin.
Like, it's technically not real. Like, how can you invest in something that I'm not even in the position to be investing in anything. So like, I don't have stocks and like that shit, which I will at some point. But like, honey, I'm trying to pay off like my student debt and shit first before I'm even doing all that. But I could never invest in something that's technically like not even there. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel you. I definitely see that as a thing that a lot of people say. Now, I, on the other hand, have invested a lot of money into it and doing pretty well. So that's
Do you
cool,
care
right?
to say like?
Well,
or do you want to keep it private?
I mean, I'm going to keep it on the low.
Okay.
And until I quit this podcast and I live on a yacht somewhere.
What do you mean quit? Bitch, you're not quitting this podcast. We're going to elevate it.
That's right. But my brother has a friend, or was it my brother? Somebody literally sent me a screenshot of how much money they made because they bought in when it was like a cent, a penny, like even less than a penny. They made $20,000.
So did they cash that out, or are they keeping it in?
Yeah. So this person who does this particular type of trading, like day trading, they do keep an eye on it like all the time, like where the dips are, where it's rising, and so they sell and they buy. That's how they make a lot of their money. That's not my style. I just have bought a lot early and, have watched my investment increase over time, which has been really great. But there are, other ways to do it, and that's how they do it. But 20 grand, it's wild.
It's wild. That is wild. But I just, I can't. I can't. I literally, that would give me so much. I already have enough anxiety in my life. Like that would just, no. Can you imagine if he lost all that?
Yeah. I mean, like he very well could at any point in time. But the thing is
that's
how much he's invested in it. How much he's invested in it is nominal compared to what his profit has been.
Yeah.
So like at the time he may have spent like $100. I don't know if that's true.
That's nuts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that is what makes it worth it in the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've probably spent like $400 or $500 on it.
But you have more than that right now.
Yes.
Okay.
That's all for the podcast, though.
You're so full of shit.
I'm saving all of it for when.
Shut the fuck up. If you disappear, I'll know why.
I would never disappear. No way.
I'm like, where the fuck is Layla?
If I disappear, y'all better fucking call the feds because something happened. I'm releasing all of this dogecoin info.
So speaking of which, are you the type of person that if you go on a date with somebody that you'll text your friend the address?
Absolutely. I was just talking to someone about it.
I think everybody should do that.
Yeah. Well, do you text address or do you share location?
Text
like
address.
Live location.
I mean, I didn't even think of doing live location, but that is also a smart idea. But I did address, like, but like, here's the thing, because I guess the live location thing is flawed because like, what if you don't give them your live location or you don't give them an address, you just give them live location, your friend's not paying attention to it. And then like something happens to you and then they take your phone and turn off, like they smash your phone or they do something.
Well, you'll still have your last known location on there.
Okay. But then what if that's not their house?
Well, then hopefully you told your friend, which again, this is what I do. I tell my friends, I'm like, first name, last name, phone number, address.
Oh, you're giving them everything.
Well, here's the thing. Like for a woman, I mean, I don't want to just generalize, but for a woman, it can be particularly scary when you're going out to meet somebody. I mean, I never go out to somebody when I meet them for sure. We meet in a public place, et cetera, et cetera. Some people do that shit, they're just like, yeah, let's link up. Never met you before. They disappear.
I mean, I remember like, I don't know, like my hookup times and like, thinking back on it, like, I probably should not have met people the first time going to their place, like, yeah, that's probably not the smartest idea.
Yeah, that's terrifying, Robert. Haven't you ever heard of Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah, I know, but I'm fucking...
But the dick wants what the dick wants.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's definitely bad. Like, yeah, trust me.
I mean, you're here now.
I'm here now. I'm alive.
Yeah.
I had to fight my way out, but I made it.
Don't say that. I feel like your mom listens to this and she's going to get worried about. I know my mom does. I'm going to worry about you.
Honey, if my mom knew all the fucking shit.
Same.
Jesus Christ.
Same.
Jesus.
We'll never tell her because it would hurt too much.
It would. I mean, I don't think it would hurt. My mom would just be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" But then, like,
my mom would take it personal. She's dramatic like that, you know.
Don't you think, like, in a way that, okay? Here's the thing. And Mom, sorry if you're listening to this right now.
So this means it's going to get good. All right.
No, but like, do you ever think, like, you think that they don't know that you did something, but do you ever think, like, they actually do know? Like, I'm not giving them enough credit, and like, there's a high possibility that they do actually know that I was doing some of the shit that I was doing. Like,
this definitely applies to like when I was in high school. But yeah, I mean, there were times where I would come home and I would smell like cigarettes, and I was like, no, I'm just around people that smoke. It's not me. When meanwhile, packs of like Camel Turkish Silvers in my bag
at Waffle House.
At Waffle House, exactly, because we were real classy.
Fuck, I went to Waffle.
Like that, like they weren't stupid.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I feel like, I don't know, it's just like about a mutual trust thing too. So at the end of the day, it's really just, you know, if they trust you that you're not going to like get arrested, you know, doesn't always apply.
That's how my parents were. You know, like, I did good in school. I made mostly good decisions, but then I did some stupid shit. And like, like thinking back on it, like if my parents knew that I did that, like, holy fucking shit. Mm-hmm. Like, thinking back on some of the things I did, especially like when I came out and like I was like going out and hanging out with friends and stuff like that. Like, girl, we could get into it.
Wait, tell us a little bit. I feel
okay. Actually, I will, because like at the end of the day.
All right, you tell the story. I'm going to my mics. You tell the story, and I'm going to my drink.
Okay. So the story is that I was hanging out with friends. Like, I came out in the like sophomore, junior year of high school, and you know, everybody knew that I was gay, and I had a gay friend that was in high school with me, and he came out and he looked older than me. And like, obviously, if I was going to go to a club or a bar, a fake ID probably wouldn't have worked for me, because I look like I'm fucking 12 years old. And then, so my friend had the opposite effect, where he had a fake ID and it looked just like him, and he kind of looked older. And so he was able to go out and go party and do all this stuff. So he got like a big social group going like during high school, where I didn't really have access to that, because I wasn't going to the bars. I wasn't doing anything, because I didn't look 21. So he knew all these people. We would go out all the time. We would go party, do this stuff. We were fucking having these parties at this guy's house that was like a fucking pedophile. Yeah.
What?
And like, at the time, we didn't like think about it. Like, he was probably like late 20s, and we were like, yeah, it's kind of weird that he's like flirting. And mind you, we're like 16, 17. And we're like, yeah, it's kind of weird that, that there's like a 15-year-old here, and like that he's like flirting with this person and like doing stuff. And like, it was known that he was like sleeping with like younger people. And like, as a kid, that didn't really register in my brain. Like, this is like, for me, it was like, I would never let him do, like, for me, I knew it was disgusting, but it didn't register like, this is not okay. Like, we shouldn't be here. Because we were drinking and, you know, whatchamacallit, like, you know, we had access to all that stuff. So we're not thinking about that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, we're just having the time of our lives, meeting friends and like enjoying ourselves. Meanwhile, this guy gets fucking arrested for, like statutory rape, basically. Like,
what year is this?
This was like probably like senior year of high school.
2009, 2010?
Yeah, 2010, something like that. Yeah.
Got it.
So that's just and moms, if you're listening to this, you know, trust me.
But you never found yourself in a situation, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, I was always with like my friend, and like, I'm intelligent enough to like never put myself in a situation that I'm by myself. Right. Not saying that if people put themselves in a situation by themselves that they're not intelligent, but I'm very aware of my surroundings and cognizant of that. And I was definitely lucky. There was a guardian angel with me. So yeah, I never had any problems or anything like that. But yeah, just like,
I was going to say, let me ask you something in relation to like vibes. And like, my question for you is do you think you yourself pick up heavily on like bad vibes? So if you're in a situation where something doesn't seem right, are you able to pick up on that, or is it other people? Because sometimes very empathetic people can pick up on negative energy and negativity and negative thoughts, and you know, they kind of tell us like, hey, let's
I think so. Like, yeah, I would say that I'm a pretty good reader of like situations and of people, and like being like, this isn't right. Like, I've definitely been in situations where I'm like, this isn't right. Like, we should go. And then we go, and like, it was a good thing that we left.
Right.
Or like, I'm totally of the belief that too, like, not even being aware that it was my intuition, like telling me that like something wasn't right, but just like not even knowing in that moment that something was wrong, but just like, this is, you know what I mean? Like, in the moment, I've been in situations where in the moment you're like, you don't know that it's your gut telling you that that's it, but you still go along with it. And then it ends up that.
Are you saying it's more intuition than your gut?
Yeah.
Because I feel like those are two different things.
I feel like it's more intuition for me than my gut. I
feel like some people feel it from their gut. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not that person. Or they feel it in like a weird intuition. Like they pick up on something that just doesn't, seem right.
I think I pick up on it. I don't have like a gut feeling. It's more of like intuition.
That's interesting though, because some people don't have that.
But like, I don't even know that that's what it is at the time. You know what I mean? I'm just like, this, or, sometimes I'm not even aware of that.
Yep.
Whereas I feel like a gut feeling, like, like you're like, oh, bitch, like this is like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is bad news bears.
This is bad news bears. Whereas I'm like, I don't know. Let's go. But like, I'm like, let's go, but not knowing that I'm saying let's go because I'm picking up that something's bad. I'm just like, let's go.
Right. You're just not wanting to be there.
That's my guardian angel.
I definitely have. I was going to say, I definitely have something that can pick up on, like, something that I don't like, and then I'll just want to leave. And then other times it's a voice in my head that's just like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? So, and thus far it's helped me out a lot. I
mean, we're fucking Well, you'll be 29 next
Literally
week.
this week.
Or this week. In 2 days.
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, this is being recorded on Tuesday.
So what are you doing for your birthday?
Date?
The 11th.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't do math clearly. It's like, oh, my birthday minus 2 days. Hello, 11. I'm going out to dinner tomorrow. And I'm getting my hair done tomorrow. We're going out to a new restaurant in Chicago by Joe Flam. He is the Top Chef winner, which Robert, I feel like, appreciate. His new restaurant is called Rosemary, and it's Croatian Italian combination.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going out with one of my best friends and these two lovely gay men that I met, Matt and Nolan. They're lovely, and we just vibe. And one of my best friends is coming too.
Wow. Are they going to fucking try to seal you away? Like, do I have to fight?
I mean, honestly, they are a lot of fun. I feel like you would.
Like, what are their vibes? Like, describe them.
Just fully everything that you would want. Like, and anything that you would want from like a friend, like that would mesh with us is exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I just don't know how to I don't want to pigeonhole them and say this is what they're like, because, I've only known them for so little, but I don't know. When my friend Lee introduced us, at the end of the night, I was like, why the fuck have you been keeping these people from me this whole time? How dare you? You know what I mean? Like,
I can't wait. I'm going to have to meet them.
Oh, they're great. And then on Thursday, I'm going to a stand-up show, like a showcase at so I'm excited about that. Things are happening. Nothing too crazy though, honestly. I am going to tell everyone right now, we're going to not count after this birthday. Like, no more counting. 29 is it for me. Forever 29. That's it.
I've had a lot of time to think about this. I'm going to stop counting once I turn 30. Like 30.
Okay.
And then I'm done. Forever.
See,
30.
you and I are almost on the same, page. So that's good.
But I don't know, like, and kind of like what I have going on in the near future. So I have that to look forward to. And it's kind of like, I don't want to get into it yet, but like something new to explore and like all that good stuff. And like, so I'm like, the possibilities are endless. So like, I'm kind of looking forward to my 30s, but at the same time, I'm like, bitch, I'm not this young thing anymore. Like,
I mean, it seems like yesterday we were just graduating school and we were taking that cute photo that we have together behind the scenes.
Also, can we talk about how we look 10 times better, or like,
I don't know we about look, me, but you look great.
We look, I feel like I have aged.
I was going to say, insert photo here. How about this? Put up the photo on our Instagram so everyone knows what the fuck we're talking about.
Is it the one where it's like the graduation photo?
Yes.
And it's like I'm in my gray shirt and you're in like that cute floral. Okay.
Yeah, my titties were almost hanging out.
Oh, the girl, your titties look great.
I know. You know how I know that? Because my guy friend at the time, will not say his name. Actually, Andy, you can blur his name out. My friend at the time, I went to go meet his father, and he was staring at my chest the whole time. And I was like, oh, good tonight. Or,
Question.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Would you have slept with him?
Okay, this name better be blurred out, Robert.
It will. He will blurt it out.
I had like this teenage infatuation with him. I
think he is pretty. I thought he was pretty hot.
I just really we just vibed. I don't know. I always throw that word, but I just really
question. I was just
we're still friends.
Well, okay. I would have done him definitely.
That's good to know.
You know what I was thinking about the other day?
Oh God, I have no idea, but you're jumping from subject to subject, and I feel like it's somewhat related to.
It is very related. Okay, so this is high school. So I was thinking about, remember? Okay, so let's dive really deep into the vault of Fort Zumwalt.
Oh my God, stop. This is such a niche conversation. I'm so sorry for all the
No, but this is, so I
Be very
won.
vague in the name.
No. I'm gonna say his name, and you don't have to blurt it out because I don't want it blurted out. Okay, so remember when I won the superlative for most fashionable, and it was against Taylor? What's his last name?
Barthels.
And
Yes.
I feel like he was so upset. And so here's the thing. If I'm being completely honest, like, yes, I was fashionable in high school, and Taylor had great fashion sense. Like, don't
You're giving him too much credit. Let's be honest. All he wore was, like, American Eagle Abercrombie. Like, that's.
I think he looked good.
Conforming. I mean, he looked great, but I feel like fashion is like having your own identity. You know what I mean?
Yes. And sometimes I feel like I kind of stole that from him. But then the other day, and this is my black guilt, like, like, fuck him. Like, I fucking won that. I deserved it. I'm fucking fabulous. Like, I shouldn't feel sorry that I stole that. Which, by the way, Taylor, if you're listening to this, like, I think that you did have a good fashion sense. However,
we're blurring his name out.
No. Do not blurt his name out. I want him to know. I want him to know that I know that he knows.
Tell Cersei it was me.
Yeah. So
that has the same energy of what you're doing right now has the same energy.
So the other day I was dressed. I don't even remember what I was wearing, but I looked fucking great. And you know what I thought? You know what the first thing I thought was? The first thing I fucking thought was I deserved to win most fashionable.
Gemini. Okay, Gemini.
I was like, fuck that. Like, I fucking, like, this is the reason why I deserved to win the most fashionable superlative in high school.
I love that. That's so funny that has stuck with you in such a way that you're like, you know what? I earned it. Okay. And I'm still earning it. Like, ooh. So yeah. I don't know why I went on that, because we were talking about, and that made me think of high school. But it's weird that I still have that feeling of like imposter syndrome.
Yeah. But then the other day I was like, no, bitch, like I deserved it. Like, and I still deserve, like, to this day, I'm living it, bitch. Needless to say, I don't know what he looks like or what he's doing with his life. So who the fuck knows? Like,
I think he's also in the medical field. Fun fact.
What's she doing?
I don't know. I mean, we could talk about this off cast.
Yeah, he's not that interesting.
Robert.
Love him.
Damn.
I do love him. And I love his.
You're like a Sour Patch Kid. You are so sweet, and then you're sour, and then you end up being sweet again. Somehow.
I like to, like, take a knife, jab it in, and then, like, give you a kiss. Like.
That's also very, what's her name of?
Cersei, or, who is the fucking lady in Game of Thrones?
No,
Kill Bill.
Tarantino. Yeah. Very, Uma Thurman's character. Don't you think?
I mean, I am Black Mamba.
Like raw power, raw, like, power, but also, like, sexualized a little bit. I feel that energy from you a lot.
I can't wait for you to see this tattoo on my leg.
I'm excited.
Like, it looks so good. And I just got waxed today, so it looks real good.
Your legs too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
awesome.
like my legs and my eyebrows. Like, I didn't get my booty waxed. Like,
oh, you didn't? A lot of people
no, I don't think I could do that. I just shave it. Like, that's fine. It's fine.
Ingrowns,
like, no, I don't. Knock on wood. I don't get like ingrowns there. Like,
well, lucky you. Speak for your fucking self.
Ooh, you know what? Okay, this will be the last thing before we're done with tonight's episode. I was fucking doing a patient in the operating room. We were taking care of this guy or no, this girl. And girl, she had the hairiest booty I have ever seen. I'm like,
Wait,
girl.
I'm sorry, aren't you somebody who assists in operations? What are you doing looking at buttholes?
Yeah, because she was on her stomach and we were doing like something like lower, like on her back. So like her butt was like, I had to look at her butt, but I'm like, damn, like, bitch, you got a hairy booty. Like, nobody want to see that.
Don't make fun of people like that. She might have PCOS, too much testosterone. It's polycystic ovarian syndrome. Come on, Nurse Robert. Go.
Look.
Where your hormones are all out of whack.
Yeah, I don't think she had that though, Layla. I'm pretty sure.
You didn't even know what it was 2 seconds ago.
Look, everything looked fine other than that. That's all I'm saying. Like, she was like, she didn't have that. All I'm saying was, if you need me to wax that, like, shit, I would have waxed it for her. Like, I just didn't want her going out looking like that. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, that's nice of you, I guess, looking out for her in that way.
Yeah.
What if she has no idea and then you bring it up?
I tell everybody all the time that when I used to work in the ICU and we would get like these trauma people, like the thing that we all judge people about is their underwear when we're like taking off their clothes. We're taking off their clothes. So I tell my friends all the time, every time I go out of the house, I make sure that I'm wearing nice underwear
that says the right day.
Yes. Underwear that don't have holes or streaks or anything. Not that my underwear would have streaks because but because you never know, you might end up in a fucking car accident and they're taking off your clothes,
falling into a manhole and spread eagle and they have to take your underwear off.
Yep.
Not that I'm speaking from experience or anything.
Did you have good underwear on that day?
I'm pretty sure I did, yeah. Because I had just showered before I was like running errands. And so of course I just like put on a fresh pair.
Is that your cat?
Yeah, I was like trying to get her.
I'm like, what is she doing? I thought you were farty.
Oh my god, that would be the cutest fart in the world.
I just hear
No, she just like really wants to cuddle.
Aww.
Yeah, I keep telling her to go away, but I'm just like, stick your head down so the mic doesn't pick up hers.
All right. Well, I guess that's our sign that we're done for tonight.
Wait, let's do piping hot recommendations.
Okay, you do one and I'll do one.
All right, y'all. Nobody hate on me because I've been really into old shows lately. By old, I mean like things of the past that are no longer, well, not normally around. But I've been really into The Nanny. Like, shout out to Fran Drescher. She is a fashion icon. The Nanny, I like totally have been binging it. I used to watch it a lot in college. My good friend Chelsea, as my roommate, we would always drunkenly like sing along to the theme song and be totally into it.
What is it on?
I believe it's either on Hulu or it's on HBO Max. I think HBO Max.
Okay.
So shout out to that. And then shout out to Hey Babe, which is one of my new favorite podcasts. It's, let me look up these guys' names because I don't want to butcher it. It's with Chris DiStefano. Are you familiar with who that is?
Mm-mm.
He's like this, like ridiculously like East Coast white guy who like very butch and funny. But it's Chris DiStefano and Sal Vulcano, who's actually on that prank show that everybody loves. I don't know. Haven't watched it.
On MTV?
Oh, I think so.
Okay.
It is called Impractical Jokers.
Okay. Yeah.
I've never seen it, but so it's both of them. They're both from the East Coast. Just shoot shit with each other, but it's very entertaining. It's like I'm visiting a world that I've never been to before because they have lived a completely different life than I ever had. And they're just starting out, so it's really fun. They don't have any like big sponsors or anything. I don't know. It's just fun. It just feels like when you and I started out.
We're still starting out. Like this will be like 14th, 15th episode, I think. Like we're babies. We're babies.
We baby.
So my piping hot recommendation is I just watched the show on Amazon Prime. It's called Them, and it is so fucked up.
Okay, tell us about it. Give us a brief synopsis without giving
it is about this black family that moved to California. Let me see what time frame. Like during the like an all black family moves to California in 1953, and like they're the only black family in this white neighborhood. And so it's kind of like Get Out, but then it's also like really fucked up. Like it has like that Jordan Peele vibe. Like it's really good, but it's super triggering. I mean, it was kind of rough to watch, but it was excellent. And the girl, one of the little girl from the movie Us, have you seen that? She's in that. So it was really good. It was really good. I really liked it. It's going to be like an anthology series, like American Horror Story. So like this season was about like this family that moved to like California in Compton, and like next season will be something completely different, I would imagine. But I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. So check it out if you like that kind of stuff. But just warning you, it's really fucked up. But it was excellent.
I also want to say one quick thing if I can. I don't want to like be saying shout out or whatever, but I just want to highlight what's been going on in Palestine these past couple of days.
Oh yeah.
I just want to empathize with what has happened to those people. That whole situation is so fucked up between Israel and Palestine. And it just breaks my heart to see, like, especially during Ramadan, that, you know, while people were out doing prayers, like they were also being, you know, bombed on some ends. And it's just so terrifying. And at the end of the day, I don't want to be like choosing sides, being anti-Semitic or that.
It's not even about like, choosing sides. It's like,
I understand. It's just like some people want to pigeonhole you in a box. That's not what it's about for me right now. Like I am just the type of person that's empathetic to humans and human nature. What's going on there is awful. So if you don't know, you need to look up what's going on in Palestine and what the conflict is about and what's recently happened. My heart goes out to them. There's probably millions and millions of GoFundMe's happening. So if I can find some, I'll link them in the description. We can just give a shout out to them. And please educate yourself about things that are happening outside of your own country.
Yeah. And I think to say kind of what you were saying is like, you can't be, for me, it's like you can't be for human rights and just like ignore what's going on in Palestine right now and all of the atrocities that are going on there. And like, if you are a person that, you know, cares about human rights and the human race and like, you know, wanting the good for people and social justice and all that shit, you can't be for that and not be sympathetic for these people, sympathetic and empathetic for these people that are suffering right now.
Right. I mean, it's
not about sides.
It's not about sides. There just has to be a better way for there to be a resolution. And obviously this goes back before you and I were born. I think these conflicts have existed. So probably no perfect way to get there. But I don't know, like a part of me wishes that, you know, now with Biden in power, I know that former President Trump had strong ties to the Israeli prime minister, but I don't know if that's still the same thing, but I'm hoping that somehow our power and, you know, relations with Israel can somehow, you know, be a good way to bring peace in that area. I'm not qualified to even speak on that, but I'm just saying, like, if we can do anything to help Palestine and create peace in that, you know, Gaza Strip area, that that's all that, I can ask for, really. I mean, this is so much bigger than myself and you. But if, something as big as like the United States and their military and their resources and their connections with Israel, if they can somehow, put on hold or, I don't know, threatened in any way, make Israel know that that's not okay. I think that would benefit, obviously all the people in that area. I can't imagine that all the very happy about what's going on either.
Yeah. All right.
It's a scary time.
It is a scary time, but we have the tools in the box to fix these problems, and they can be fixed. We just all have to come together and fix it. And actually admit that there is a problem. Like, that's the first fucking step.
I think they know at this point. They know. They just don't know how to fix it without fight over land and religion. And I mean, which is one of the worst. You know what I mean? Like, every war seems to be about that. It's just so fucking played out. And it's like, can we just fucking come to an understanding? Can we come to like a full agreement? Because people are dying. And for what? What is the purpose? That's just my 2 cents.
All right. Are we done?
Yes. Thank you so much for listening to us. Sorry, I went on a tangent.
Oh, no. We love tangents.
Press
So you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, TipTea Podcast. And all of our episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and all that shit. And please rate us and give us those 5 stars. And we will see you soon. Hopefully our next episode will have Kara on to talk to us. We've also got a couple more guests lined up in the future. So
we've got cool stuff coming for you all. We're really excited.
Yes, some good shit, some hot tea. So thank you for listening. And
goodbye.
Bye.